So I've been on Etsy for 1 month. What has occurred? So there's been a lot of stuff going on with the Etsy shop. A lot of it's good, some of it not so good, but your boy's too clever to get caught slipping. To begin with, as soon as I put my products on Etsy, I got to sell the very next day. Like literally less than 24 hours I got to sell in, which I found to be very encouraging. But one of the things that did was some of the things I want to execute on, I didn't really execute it as well as I wanted to. Like, so for instance, like I had mentioned, I wanted to have kind of like a letterhead for Feral Comics, for Feral Publication, where I would write, you know, a hand note of thank you and gratitude for it. Included the QR code, which would link them to the YouTube channel, Instagram, as well as Medium, something else, so that way, you know, the shit that I'm building can continuously build. But because I got to sell in less than 12 hours, I just kind of, you know, ad hoc made this. And so then I'm using comic books that are not necessarily a good identifier of what I'm up to. So definitely one of the things moving forward that I gotta do ASAP is I need to create a Feral Publication letterhead, so that way any notes that I write can be written on that. And I think it'll just look nicer, add more value, just be able to spread more art, and just a nice touch, you know what I mean? So definitely something that, like, I'm okay with this for now, but not for the long run. The other thing that I'm really adamant about is that I want to get better envelopes, right? So I want to get like specially branded envelopes that have like crazy random art on it, and that's something that I really am trying to dial in. And it's less about the art and more about finding a price point that makes sense, and then saving my pennies up in order to buy a bulk of it, because then it'll be better and more affordable for me. And that's also for, you know, for the subscribers as well as all the sales that I get, right? I think it adds just a more like endearing, professional kind of touch to it. And on top of that, I always think about like just people seeing that and, you know, like their homies being like, oh, what the hell is that? That shit looks tight. Like, what is it, you know? And I just think it helps with that kind of branding and brand awareness, especially if I keep it all aligned with, you know, some of the same imagery and some of the same style, and you know, and just really position ourselves as this like counterculture, punk, DIY, zine, comic book kind of like publishing company. So I got 5 sales, sold 9 items, and you know, I feel pretty confident about that. I feel really good, and it was what I had assumed of. Like, I should have been on Etsy a long time ago, because these are people that normally wouldn't have found me unless they found me through YouTube. One of the weird things was that someone, and I don't know how much of this was just the overlap of it, of they saw a YouTube video that I had posted and then they saw my shop on Etsy and they made that purchase, right? Because I was in communication with them, and I wondered, because through the YouTube channel I'm always going to be pushing my big cartel shop, because the Etsy fees are sizable, man. It's not a make or break, but when I compare how much Etsy charges per sale for me versus how much I get charged through Big Cartel, like, it's a no-brainer. Big Cartel definitely is looking out for the people that are using the Big Cartel app. The difference, once again, like I said before, is that Etsy has its own shoppers, meaning that people go to Etsy to shop on Etsy, and then they happen to find your shit on Etsy, but no one's going to Etsy just for my zines, whereas my Big Cartel shop is people that I filtered in through the work that I've done elsewhere. So that's kind of, I guess, why they charge a little bit more, because they understand that they're bringing you customers in a way. So, you know, it's a give and take, but for sure, appreciate everyone that purchased anything from Etsy. I definitely included extra goodies, included stickers that I've been getting from a lot of other zinesters. Hopefully those people will filter their way out to you as well. And then I've added just extra zines and goodies and shit like that, just because I want to add value. But one of the things that has occurred is that I've seen that Etsy now, this wasn't something that I remember the first time I was on Etsy, but now coming back to Etsy, good Lord, is there hella scammers, bro. I've been getting messages left and right. Every time I get a sale, I get a message saying that something's wrong with my billing and that I need to hit this link and put in my credit card information. And it's like, nah, that don't make sense, bro. So luckily your boy just hasn't gotten scammed, but like, it's something that I think you guys should be aware of and watch out. Like, I think we're gonna have to do a deep dive later on about what scams are on Etsy. And I know this is one that's pretty predominant, because I looked it up and like Etsy was even like, beware of this shit happening. And you can see it because if you leave it be long enough, the little Etsy logos that they're using as their profile logo ends up getting pulled because Etsy's not allowing people to use that logo for obvious reasons, right? Like they're using it to scam, to make you assume that it's Etsy, and then they're trying to pull your information to do some scandalous, fucked up shit. So the only other thing I have to say about Etsy is that they gave me a Etsy seller badge. Literally just today I got this thing, and I don't necessarily know what it is or what it means or what kind of value it adds to the shop. I don't really know, but it's safe to say that I'll be on Etsy for the foreseeable future, and Etsy is definitely helping me just filter in new customers, getting me a bigger audience, a bigger community, and hopefully we just continue to build that shit up throughout. And definitely plan to start trying to jump into different marketplaces. So like Amazon Marketplace is going to be another one, the Walmart Marketplace probably be another one, and really trying to figure out whether or not that's an avenue that I can walk down and what I can grab from that. But yeah, man, thus far Etsy has been a successful endeavor, and if you're not selling your zines on Etsy, you might want to reconsider that. Once again, it is a little more pricey than if you're using Big Cartel shop, and they do charge you more per transaction than Big Cartel would, but in the end they do filter in an audience to you that you otherwise may not be able to find on your own. But with that being said, I don't plug in the Etsy shop. Link in my show notes to my Big Cartel shop, where you can get a year subscription to the Feral Comics Project, if not single issues at your own leisure. Beyond that, like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Lates.